What it do, folks? I hope you're treating yourselves well, and of course others. My name is Clair, and this is a channel where we like to do tarot readings. Today, specifically, what is the next big change coming in to your life for you? Perhaps what you've been working on that's actually coming to fruition, what you should be aware of, these sorts of things. Your signifying card is the Five of Wands. Not an all-around welcomed card, I suppose. A sense of maybe you've had to be on guard, very aware of your situation to almost it makes me think that you have needed to find the balance of when to fight and how to fight, and need to regulate your emotions in a situation. And I think you've done that. Or the Nine of Wands, it came in reverse. You could be questioning if the fight is worth admonishing or acknowledging. Something is severely pulling you, but I think you've been on a path overall in life that has been kind of sturdy in ways that it is always around you or you're always fighting for it, but you have a new battle on the horizon recently that you're like, is it the devil, or is it something I should be fighting for that is seemingly very difficult to attain because it is going to be that fruitful? Like, you have a question in your soul or in your mind that it's like you're driven towards something, but you're not sure if it is a fallacy, if you're being had by going towards it or not. The King of Wands in reverse. Your social life has depleted. You're wanting to start up a new social life with others. I think there is you approaching a new lifestyle in realms of being active and outwards. Like, you might be going to more events or shows more frequently. You could take on a personal assistant job or something to the effect of putting people outside more frequently. You could motivate others to get back in the saddle, or the way that you approach others is connecting people around you. Maybe like an A&R in music. You are very relative in your person. You're easy to relate to, you're easy to get along with people, and I think you kind of bring out the best in others so that they can connect socially. You're very much a gatherer. You can like fuse ends together, like say this is one person, this is another person. You kind of put them together so that they could be better in cahoots, or they could work better. There's a sense, or maybe this is something in your future that will be very beneficial to you. I think maybe if you're trying to figure out what your purpose is or what you're good at, there's a real sense of like the Page of Pentacles. You have an eye for a diamond in the rough, or people's potential before they see it or really attain it. There's a sense of you really build people up so that they can fulfill themselves best and properly, and then you're good at making connections for others so that they see the worthiness or worthwhile in it for some rhyme or reason. For a period of time, the Eight of Wands in reverse, I think you have been saturated with people that see your worth in a sense of like they understand that you are different and inspiring. And I think you have been on the back burner in your own life and decided to cut everything off, or a lot of things off, so you've been less social. But you, in the next, very few, near future, I would like to say, will be connecting others in ways, or maybe it's not a lot of people, but there will be connections that you help attain and make that will be severely beneficial to your future. Whether it's you or other people that are coming together, I think you're definitely in the mix. The Queen of Pentacles, a stable and sturdy lifestyle is coming in for you through other people attaining their goals in hierarchy. You might feel a little put out by people in general, or as though you might feel kind of off kilter, like people are trying to knock you off your path. Just right now, you're very up in arms. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who has given a lot of love and understands what it takes to get to a stable environment. And I think there's a sense of you kind of being a little iffy about sticking your neck out for others or communicating with an abundance of people, or maybe getting back on the saddle of being more social, putting yourself out there. But there is a need for you to be steadfast in showing yourself in a social way. It could even be just in media, online or whatnot, but you showing that you are around and that you are there for others is very important right now. Maintaining a sense of people are not the enemy, they are just trying to get to a better place. And you might feel as though you have spent a lot of time getting to a better place, and you don't want to undo any of that with the wrong type of people, but I don't think you really have to worry about that anymore. I think that you've worked really hard to kind of have this aura about you that it's unapproachable to those that are kind of sick in their minds or have sick cycles in their outward lifestyle right now. So you're only going to be approached by the people that have enough balls or enough oomph to at least inspire you. So the idea is don't hide any longer, I think, is the best way to put it. So with that, I hope you know that I love you. You gotta know I love you. It's been a while. Apologies. But yes. What it do, pile two? Hello, hello. The next big change coming into your life soon, or lately, I heard. Next big thing to be aware of. Your card. Pile two, 8 of Wands. I like the variety of wands on this. Very creative person. You could have easily, you are able to tap into your creative side. I think you're very monumental with the way you display yourself, the way that you communicate with others. Even if it's not outright back and forth speaking, there's a sense of your purity and steadfastness and wanting to okay, I got it. 6 of Pentacles. Your way of presenting yourself is the light of some people's life. I think maybe you put out content that is motivational, or just the way you hold yourself is enlightening. You're going through a cycle of rebirth. You could have just come out of a dark night of the soul or an ego death. a sense of being depleted. You've gone through very heavy times, but are understanding that this is a period of nurturing yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you tend to be very raggedy. You could be wanting to invest in a proper future for yourself that you have worked for and thought you attained at one point, though the depletion came to a head when you realized maybe the things you have been working towards as of late, in the past few years, months, whatever, the things you've been working towards are being refigured. I think there was a shift that kind of told the truth of some aspects of your life. Some things fell away as of lately that you thought you were going to be holding on to for a long time. The Six of Cups, and what you're running on right now is good memories. 66 could be, or 666 could be prominent numbers in your life. The Nine of Wands, that was in the last reading. Close to a finale with you wanting things that no longer serve you. The Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and then the Ten of Wands. Yes, things that you really desired at one point in your life are very much tainted. They do not feel sacred or for you. It might have been a very forlorn feeling at one point. I think the things that are fallen out of your life, if they're people, they're very woe is me. Tactics are being taken where the sadness you could have felt is being amplified by people around you. Maybe others are approaching you in a way where they could see your downfalls or something. There's an anguish that can be observed, and others are making it worse somehow, whether they're trying to or not. The Empress. So you self-fulfill. You could have a pregnancy scare if you find a lover. Someone that you are very interested in, I think, is coming into your life. Oh, my voice always decides to go out when I feel passion is coming for you. Almost like I'm not supposed to talk about it. The Empress, though. Compassion and comfort. A person who will provide words of encouragement in the way that feed you. You might have an issue with procrastination, or as of lately, you've been putting off certain aspects of your life, thinking they were for the future or unattainable in some way. The Empress is letting me know that you're very fertile in your current and constant workplace. You're very fertile in a lot of aspects of your life, but the thing that is coming next for you is something you are not working on. It's something that is coming for you, which is exciting. The Queen of Wands, yes. I think through some sort of fertility, whether you actually showing what you've been working on, if it's not in a sense of like giving birth to a person, you're giving birth to an idea. Maybe you're starting some sort of nightlife event or some sort of party, maybe just an event in general or a meeting. There's something that you have been creating in yourself that when you put it outwards, it will grow on its own and grow in your favor. The Queen of Wands, I think that this thing will kind of take the reins of itself. If you have a person coming into your realm, you might have very quick, whether it's a person, friend, lover, something of that sort, business, I think it will build very quickly. It will start up very quickly, which is something that will be a little unnerving because it will take on itself. It will expose itself. Like, you won't be able to really control the situation. So it could actually be a real pregnancy or something that falls into your lap. Maybe a windfall of some sort, an inheritance of some sort. There's a sense of you don't have control over this thing. It won't be a bad thing necessarily, but it will grow so quickly and abundantly that you will try to understand and attain it in ways, and it just will not be possible. It's going to be exciting though. The Nine of Pentacles, and it was in reverse, but it makes me think that if you can maintain a sense of not getting angry in your day-to-day environment, maybe your household, or you are needing to be lighthearted and lighthearted and supportive in your current arena in whatever way that you can, whether it be strangers or friends, family, whatnot. A healthy give and take is not necessary, but it would be nice of you to give yourself in whatever ways right now. Enjoy the simple, because it's about to get very complex, and it's coming for you in a sense. Like, you will not be able to understand the situation fully right now. I think when it happens, it will be obvious, and you will be able to understand it in weird ways in your life. Like, everything or weird knowledge, maybe you've even accumulated random items in your life and you're like, why am I hoarding this? Why am I holding on to these things? I feel a connection to learn this way or hold these things, speak this way, and it will kind of make sense when everything falls into place, kind of feel. Pardon. My voice keeps going out, and I think that there will be small steps of realization. It won't be like a big boom. This has happened. This is the way it is now. But there will be small things in your mind that kind of click. Maybe ways of being. Just a sense of you'll be on this path and kind of getting little downloads as you go. And it'll be like, oh, that's why I was like that. That's why I'm holding these things. That's why I'm doing this in this way. And it will kind of be like the dance. You're playing a game with life, and life is feeding you more information as you move forward. Because the Nine of Pentacles makes me think that you're so close. It's pentacles too. It's pentacles. So that's like an earthly gain. And the Ten of Pentacles is the almighty. It is what everyone is trying to attain. So I think that wealth, retribution, acclaim, these things are coming in for you in the ways that you actually want to attain them, in ways that will actually be beneficial in your life. It has just needed to be a slow process because life has been molding you. Like, you're so smart and you're so juicy and yummy, and everything about you is very chosen. It just needed to, you learn the hard way sometimes, and that's okay. That's the way that you attain things deeply. So I think life needed to mold you in certain ways, and you kind of are understanding that now. And it's for good reason, because you're about to be in a lot of power. So with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 3, yes, hello. Welcome. This is the near future. I hear what's coming in for you, the next big change in your life. That whole shebang. Your card to signify this reading was the Ace of Wands. Look how pretty. It's a flower. A new growth. You are watching something bloom before your eyes. Maybe it's almost a wonder if what you are analyzing, feeding, into. Maybe you're wondering if it is a fallacy or if it's actually what you're trying to attain. The Ten of Cups in reverse. Recently, you have watched something slip between your fingers in love or life growth. A sense of very disappointing feelings at one point in time towards a person, place, or thing. I think you really had high hopes and expectations, maybe even a little naive in some sort of love debacle. Now you're paying attention elsewhere. The King of Wands. People in your past were domineering, maybe even narcissistic. They had a sense of wanting to attain a lot of things for themselves before they didn't want to build with other people. They wanted to get it done and then show themselves or then come to you. You were slighted in ways. And the King of Wands, I think now you took the responsibility. You're like, okay, I'll pick myself up then, I guess, if you're just going to leave me. And that was in the rights of these people to do, because I think if you had any soul connection to them or whatnot, it was going to be depleting at one point, or there was something in you that was reaching out to people that had neglected you in the past. Maybe this was a common theme where you find yourself needing to be self-sufficient in relationships. Maybe even when you get in relationships, they're good before they solidify, and then as soon as you're in it, it's like, what are we fighting always for? So the fight feels very natural to you. This is the Nine of Wands. It has been a reoccurring theme in all of the readings. Every single one of them has gotten the Nine of Wands. So everyone is coming to a head. Everyone is coming to a close in their current feelings, which is nice. I think there's a replenishing of hope by fully letting go of what you expected or thought you wanted at one point in time. You're blooming into a different type of person that is not mad any longer. I don't even think you enjoy looking at the things that hurt your feelings. The Seven of Wands, or the Seven of, I wanted to say knives, but it's swords. So maybe me and my brother really like to, me and my brother and my dad, we spend a substantial amount of time playing with throwing knives when we're around each other. This could be someone who brought out bad tendencies in you because they were very docile, or you had an issue with lashing out in the recent past that you've kind of taken the want to be outwardly scary or emotional. The things you didn't see fit in your emotional state, you definitely eliminated. You're a better person as of lately. And that came with finally having enough. And I think it came at the hands of someone who slyly kind of watched you implode, or it wasn't like, I don't really think as of lately you've been super attacked. I think it was more of just people playing in your face, or life being very daunting in certain ways. But the Wheel of Fortune, the time is now where the thing that you were thinking of, the thing you're kind of, I think you should be feeding information, lighthearted, fun, or skill into a certain person, place, or thing if you're feeling it's a little unattainable or out of your realm because it hasn't assumed itself. Like if you haven't had a serious conversation, or if you haven't been hired in certain ways, a sense of it not feeling like it's yours, but it definitely is in the future if you can just remain willing. I got so deeply in the past because I feel as though maybe you kind of were like wide-eyed in a sense of you really wanted something so badly that you let all of the negatives slide. And now it's a means of like, I'm hearing hydroelectric, and this is a, what do you call it? It's a wheel. What are they called when it's the water? It's not even coming to me at all, but there's a sense of you can use water to make electricity. And I think your emotions have, if you were to feed your emotions into things that don't necessarily give them back right now, which is a little triggering from the past because maybe you didn't get a whole lot of emotion out of other things. But this is saying, if you feed emotion into this, which is the water, the hydroelectric aspect of this, I think you will produce energy enough to propel this next cycle, is what I'm thinking. Is it called a water wheel? I'm having such a hard time. I've seen these in person. Oh my gosh. But okay, you are creating energy by allowing your emotional self to flow again. And this energy is enough momentum for the King of Pentacles, people to approach you. I think there is a business opportunity in the face of a relationship with a person. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it kind of feels as though it's fulfilling in a certain way. It's an eye in what would be the pinnacle. And the pinnacles are a representation of wealth. It's a representation of commercial things, of earthly gain. And I think with the eye being right there, it shows that you will see the new ways of being and moving forward. I think that it will become very obvious your next path because it will become like it will protrude. It will be the only thing you can see at a point in time. Your path will be so obvious that you won't be able to fall off of it in a certain sense. Maybe because you will have reinforcement from other people or things. There's a sense of you are about to fall into your actual course, like a train track. You will be on the track, so it's going to be really hard to derail you. And this is coming for you in the near future. So I think it's a good thing for you to allow your guard down right now and get in the motions of being open and giving freely with your emotions, how you communicate with others and what you need emotionally from others. You're kind of figuring that out. Oh my gosh, because the Lovers, yes, the give and take is going to be real and it's going to be very magnetized. I think the things that you think about and the things that you want will flow to you freely. And I know that sounds very twee, but it's a sense of, I think you have a lot of thoughts in your mind where you get hung up on the things that people, the way they treat you or the things that they say. And right now you are having to learn how to dispel those sort of things, not get so emotionally enveloped in the things that are bothersome or tiring, because your emotional state is going to be so purposeful in the future. You will be building up others. You will be holding up a family, a community, a culture. There's something very, very strong amongst you learning how to stabilize yourself so it doesn't become debilitating. Because I think in the past you might have been flighty or ill-conceived because of the way that you approach and communicate others emotionally. So a study is necessary right now, and I think you've probably already been doing that, but it is not for nothing. it's coming to a head soon, and I think you being pleasant and loving is very much a part of your near future to get you out of this state of idle so that you can make yourself happy and make other people happy. It's going to be a real give and take in the future, and it's going to be very nice and something that you've always really wanted. So with that, you know I love you.